Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Be Perfectly Blended. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back. And if this is your first time, thanks so much for clicking on. I'm on my way to Winco right now. I'm going to give you a quick Winco haul, clean my house, and we're getting ready to go to the mountains for spring break. All right, here's a quick look over. I was in charge of grabbing the little things we needed from Winco, while my mom and sister-in-law grabbed all the big things from Costco. All right, I'm making breakfast, so I got potatoes. I got some breads for sandwiches, hot dog buns, hamburger buns. I'm also going to make biscuits and gravy, so I got that. Some baked beans to go with the hamburgers, and lots of little snacks, cereal, some bananas, more snacks. And then this is kind of the new alcohol-free beer I like. And then as I mentioned, my mother and my sister-in-law went to Costco, so they got a lot of things from there and some different fruits from there. But we also buy fruit once we get up there because we are going over the pass to the other side of the mountains. So before I leave, of course, I have to get my house together. I got some dishes soaking. The kitchen is not too bad. This is some of the dry food I already have prepared. Diapers. I thought my grandson was coming, but he ended up not. That was okay. But here's my living room and how it's looking. So I definitely need to get it picked up real quick. As I'm doing that, I thought I would take a few moments to introduce myself. So my name is Becky, for those who don't know, and I just turned 50 this year. I just started my YouTube channel less than a month ago. We celebrated by going to Hawaii for my 50th, and I actually have a video on that as well if you feel like checking that out. I have 4 children that range from the age of 28 down to 8, and I have 2 grandsons. And this home is where I raised my family. I've lived here for a little over 20 years. We are a blended family. My older children, I was previously married. All my children are biracial. Here, I started to get warm, so I had to go ahead and pin my hair up real quick. We were also born and raised in 2 different parts of our country. I was raised in the northern part of our country, and my husband was raised in the south. We have about a 14-year age difference between the 2 of us, and both of us were older parents when we had our last child. We also have 2 major religions in our family that are different. We have Christianity and then the Muslim faith. And as I've shown in previous videos, we kind of try to celebrate with each other, but at the same time respecting the boundaries of each other's faith. And as you'll see in this video, during this trip, my brother and my sister-in-law and my niece were able to be here, and they came all the way from Finland. So while my sister-in-law is Finnish, my daughter-in-law is from Somalia. Not to mention, I'm adopted. Yet with all this diversity, it just all kind of blends together, makes my family perfectly blended for me, which is why, again, I came up with the name for my channel, Perfectly Blended. On this channel, I will feature cooking, cleaning, organizing, kind of how I run my home, days in the life, getting it all done. But now that I'm 50 and a Gigi, things are changing. And while I still have a young one, I'm no longer that young mom running around with 4 or 5 kids. I'm a Gigi now. Plus, both my parents are still alive, so I help take care of them as they're older. And I am excited for this new chapter. I've lived in this home for 20 years. It has served us well. I've raised my family, still raising my family. At one point, we had like 10 people, cousins living here. It's been great, but now that my family is smaller, I'm excited to make some changes, do some updating. So if this is content you're interested in, please feel free to like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, but also join me on this journey at the ripe old, or should I say, gray age of 50. All right, now back to cleaning. These dishes here, I have them soaking. There's not too many, just some silverware, some mugs, and then I had some containers because we had leftovers in the fridge, which I cleared all that out so that I can get the fridge nice and cleaned out before we get ready to go on our trip. Okay, here I'm just giving everything a quick wipe down, kind of putting everything back in its place. This container here, I keep the fruit snacks in for my grandkids. And then this is some carpet spray I put on the carpet earlier that needs to be put back. And then these are shot glasses I ordered back from our wedding when we got married, kind of as the gift for guests. And I actually use them to take a shot of my vinegar, or if I need to give one of my kids some medicine, it's like the perfect size. So anyways, here I am just continuing to give everything a quick wipe down as I prepare my home so that we can leave on our trip. I'm just using an antibacterial all-purpose cleaner to disinfect everything. All right, giving this counter a quick wipe down. And then these bags over here are some of the dry food and things that we're taking up to the mountains. So I'm just wiping around those so that I keep it out and don't forget to put them in the car. Now I'll just move on to the front of the fridge and get that nice and polished up. You see me down there happily cleaning. It's because when I clean to get ready to go out of town, you're so excited to go that it doesn't really seem like as much of a chore. And then plus the benefit to coming home to a nice clean house is like, chef's kiss, priceless. Once I finish vacuuming, I'm going to take a little paper towel and just stick it in the Dawn dish soap here and go ahead and just wipe the inside of my fridge. It is not too bad, but I just want to get it all wiped up and cleaned up. As I mentioned earlier, I threw out all the leftovers. Not sure if I mentioned, but my son in college, he's going to still be at home, so there's plenty of things for him to make in here and some fruits and breakfast things. But everything else is pretty much cleaned up and wiped out, so I feel good about that. And then I have the bag in here of the cold things that we're bringing up to the mountain and our bananas and things. All right, now that that's done, here's a quick overview. I'll get those dishes rinsed off and put away. But this is how my home is looking as we're getting ready to go to the mountain, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'll just go ahead and give it a quick spray, freshen it up, and then pack up and we'll be on our way. Oh, this was funny. Apparently, Mickey Mouse was put on a timeout. But anyways, we'll go ahead and get him put up, get it freshened up, and be on our way. It's spring break here, so I'm super excited. We're heading to the other side of the mountain. Here's a little church right here, super cute, where you can stop, rest, and pray. And then this is where we would stop and rest when we would make the same drive when I was younger. But we're heading to the mountain. Here's where we stop for lunch. Zeke's super good, great shakes. On through the tunnel. My dad used to honk through this when I was younger. Anyways, and now we're getting ready to climb the pass. We finally made it. I am so excited. It's beautiful weather, about 70 degrees, and I cannot wait to see my brother, his wife, and my niece. They're all the way here from Finland. Of course, the first night we had to do s'mores. Leave a comment down below. Let me know, do you love s'mores? And if so, do you like to burn the marshmallows? For this trip, our family, we stayed in a little hotel. So here's the bathroom when you first walk in. It's right there to the right. And I thought it was a really cute little bathroom. And then I also got a glimpse of the shower here. But I thought they did a really good job remodeling it. And then as you walk forward, you're just right into the room. And I like the room as well, just 2 full beds, and then you have your television, your table, but you also have a nice fridge and place to put things, and then boom, outside. I was kind of just taking in all the peace here. It was just so beautiful. And then this is a snowman that my brother helped my niece make. Super cute. Tomato for a nose. And here we're just on a nice little family walk. We did this every night after dinner. My niece, she's so adorable. Then one morning, this little squirrel came for a visit. That was super cute. It is so pretty. We stopped here, get some candy, soda. Something else. So beautiful. Honey sticks. You want to get a honey stick for your coffee? This place is really cool. It has a lot of candies and sodas and spices and barbecue sauces and things like that. So it's a fun little place to stop. This is the canyon you drive through to get from town to town. It is an absolutely gorgeous drive. And then coming up is a farm I've taken my children to every single year since they were little, and now my grandchildren. It has a petting zoo with like rescued farm animals, and it has the pumpkins out in the fall and a fruit stand. It's just a really cool place to stop. Now I'm walking across this bridge heading to an antique mall to meet my sister-in-law and do a little bit of shopping. I absolutely love to look around places like this, antique malls and things like that. Look at these pantyhose. Flashback. But give me a thumbs up or leave a comment down below if you like to go to antique malls as well. Back driving through the canyon, you'll begin to see little parts where the trees have been burned, or some parts where trees are growing back. There was a huge fire back in the late 90s. I remember we had to come and get my grandma from the other side of the mountains. But there also was a fire, I think about 2 summers ago, that was absolutely horrific, that tore through here. So anyways, but back through the canyon, it is just an absolute gorgeous drive. Here's the newest attraction. It's a roller coaster. My kids have actually gone on that. And then here's where we had lunch. And then this is the little town of Leavenworth. It's just such a cute little town to visit. This is my grandparents' old church. I used to come here when I was little. Once back at the cabin, we prepared dinner. My husband and I barbecued some hamburgers for everyone. It was really nice, just having a little family time. On this day, we went out to breakfast to this restaurant here, and it was so cool. It's like logging, all these stories about the loggers back when this town first was built, and it was just absolutely really cool to read the different stories and see the different pictures. Plus the food was real good, and it was such a cute little town. Here we're at the lake. It's just absolutely gorgeous. In the summertime, this is also a campsite, so it tends to be really, really busy, but it is a lot of fun. You can get kayaks and stuff, and it's a perfect lake to do that. It's not super busy with boats, and people are really respectful. It's got a nice playground. It has a little camp store. It's a lot of fun. Next, we stopped here to get some shakes. They were super, super good, and it's cute. It's a diner that's kind of in the 50s. On our last night, we had to finish up by playing some old school Wii. My sister-in-law absolutely loved it. And then we let the kids do s'mores for the last night, and it was time to get ready to head back. We had such a great trip and visit, and now we're heading back down the pass, heading home. Thanks so much for coming along with me on my trip, and thanks so much for taking the time to get to know me. If you like my content, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.